Derek, congratulations first of all and welcome to the football club. How does it feel to be sitting here in Tynecastle as the new head coach of Heart of Midlothian?
Magic, to be honest. It's something that I've envisaged for a while. It was always a club that I'd wanted to manage, and now that I'm here, just can't wait to get started. I think Hearts is such a fantastic club, and I think it's one that, as I said, I've always wanted to try and fulfil the potential and get the opportunity to be the manager here. And now that I'm here, it feels good. Can't wait to get started.
You join us from Karnik, where you spent the last 3.5 years guiding the club from the Championship back into the top flight firstly and then into Europe. Why was now the right time for you to step away from Kilmarnock and Hearts, the right club for you to do that with?
Yeah, listen, I love my time at Kilmarnock. You know, obviously having had 8 years previously at Aberdeen, a wee bit of time out. Kilmarnock felt like a really good option for me at the time. A lot of good people there. And as you said, we made some quick gains in getting the club up right from the outset into back to the top flight. So worked with so many good people there, a lot of good players, and we thoroughly had a thoroughly enjoyable time there. Some real highlights, like everything else in football. Sometimes there's some tough moments, but nonetheless, you know, when the opportunity to come to Hearts was there and put to us, it was something I really wanted to explore. And once obviously the clubs managed to agree a fee, it was something that I was really keen on. I do feel that this is a club that can help me fulfil a lot of potential in myself, but also the potential that's here. I think initially we need to try and make sure we meet the expectations of the Hearts support, and then in time exceed those expectations and just try and be the biggest animal we can be at Tynecastle and see where we can take it with Hearts. And from the outside looking in, I think it's a great time to be joining the club. And now that obviously I'm in the door, I'm just desperate to make the most of the opportunity that's been given to me. I think we're going to have great support and try and help fulfil that potential. You know, that we've got so much infrastructure and a lot of obvious advantages with the crowd here, the stadium, and the budget that's afforded to a Hearts manager. But it's important we go and try and make that work. And you know, it's important that we do everything we can to build the squad and a team that meets the demand. And I'm well aware of the demand of a club like Hearts, but it's the type of demands that I put on myself, and I want to be the guy that delivers here.
One thing you can look at in your managerial career is that you've got a track record of transforming clubs in Scotland. What you achieved at Aberdeen speaks for itself. Is that what you see your remit being here?
Yeah, I mean, obviously every club's different, but there's similarities in terms of size. You know, when I went into Aberdeen, there was a team that was a club that was kind of underperforming. It takes more than a manager to turn that around, but obviously you've got to try and set the pace. You've got to put the demand on everybody that comes into your kind of circle and just try and drive the club forward. And for me, we've got so much going for us here at Hearts, but it's important that we try and make it work for us. You know, we don't, just because we are a big club, just because we have got a huge crowd here and a lot of things going for us, doesn't mean it's got to be automatic. You've got to work harder than your opponent. You've got to work better and more effective as a club in every aspect of it. And with that, and with the advantages you have, then maybe you can just get to where you want to get to. And you know, I do see similarities in terms of what's expected. There was a lot of expectation at Aberdeen, and we managed to do a lot of good there. But we're now operating here at Hearts, and while there is similarities in terms of size and demands and what expectations, it's exactly what I want for myself. And as I said, can't wait to get started. I do feel Hearts can give me everything I want at this moment in my career. Myself, my staff, just want to get to meet the players, get to know everybody, and just get started. Obviously, coming at the end of the season, you've got the first port of call will be the pre-season and getting ready for that. But really just sitting down, looking at what we've got, getting to know the squad, and then trying to make the necessary changes to the squad to help us hit the ground running. It's important that we try and do that at the start of the season, and it's important that we get ready for what's expected of us. And what is expected of me and expected of the players from me will be to deliver big performances week in, week out, and be that competitive animal that I think we need to be at Hearts.
Touch on it slightly there in your own words. What would you like Derek McInnes' Hearts to look like?
I want us to be, first and foremost, the toughest opponent to play against. I want us to get a reputation of I've played against loads of strong Hearts teams here, both as a player and as a manager. And when I think back to some of those best Hearts teams, that they used to hit you right between the eyes in those first 10-15 minutes. There was a physicality and energy about them that made you have to try and catch your breath. I would like to try and have a Hearts team that is ready to try and entertain. I like pace in my team, I like strength, I like to have good types of players, and we're going to fill the squad with those types, as I say, that can try and give the fans what they expect from a Hearts team. We can't be brilliant every week, it's impossible to be that, but you can have a brilliant mindset and a brilliant approach to it, and that's what we look to have.
You mentioned Tynecastle, you'll be looking forward to having the fans on side this time.
Absolutely, it's well documented that you hear all the opposition managers when you play Hearts, how a lot of opposing teams like coming here, how they love the atmosphere, how they love the pitch and all the rest of it. And it's important that while we've got that, it's important that they don't enjoy coming so much going forward. That yes, there's a brilliant atmosphere created, but it has to also be that intimidating atmosphere. And we need to have players that really thrive on that and really enjoy that as well. So we've got a lot of good players in the building, and hopefully with some necessary changes, we can be the team that I want us to be, in the squad that I want us to be next season.
One person among many that you'll be working very closely with is our sporting director, Graham Jones. He's given you the guided tour this morning of the facilities up at Oriam, a person you'll be looking forward to working with. Absolutely.
I think Graham and I's relationship will have to be so close. He'll be my go-to guy on a daily basis. But everybody's got their part to play. I think it's important that a club of Hearts size needs all the help, and needs everybody pulling together. It's not just going to be one or two people that can drive the whole thing, the whole organisation. Everything becomes easier if you've got a winning team in the pitch. And it's important that we just initially try to get those small steps, become used to winning, get that winning feeling week in, week out, and everybody's job at the club becomes that bit easier. I just want the fans to wake up on a Saturday morning, can't wait to get to the game. And it's important that my players can't wait to get to training in the morning as well. And we've got work to do to make sure that we deliver, because I think Tynecastle and Hearts Football Club can give so much to a manager and a player, and it's important that we try and strive for that. I want cup success. I want us to be challenging and playing in Europe year in, year out, and we've got to try and, as I say, build a squad and a team that can meet that demand. A busy summer ahead. How much are you relishing getting your teeth into recruitment and utilising our partnership with Jamestown Analytics? Well, absolutely. I mean, there's been a lot said about the advantages we're going to have with Jamestown, and that is a godsend for any manager. As I said, from the outside looking in, when you see the collaboration and you see the structure in place, and obviously it's been explained to me exactly how things work, you can only be excited as a coach and a staff to try and tap into that. We are going to need all the help we can to deliver the success we can, and I think that's a huge advantage we have over the majority of other clubs. But it's important we make it work for ourselves, and it's important we use everything wisely that we've got, and hopefully, as I say, getting started in a few weeks' time officially with the players will be great. But for now, it's like having those conversations with Graham, detailing the squad, detailing how we want the squad to look when that window closes in August, and really set for the demands of the campaign ahead. As well as the arrival of yourself, we have your first team coaches from Karnik, Paul Sheeran and Alan Archibald joining us as well. What can you tell us about those two guys? Well, both former managers, both have an idea of my role. Both guys who, my circle's tight, but it's small, but it's very, very tight. And these guys work in such a good way that I have that real trust in them. They're also, you'll get to speak to them in time, but they're really excited about coming to Hearts. We all see the potential here, and we are a team within a team, but everybody, the staff that I haven't met yet, they soon become my staff, and we're all in this together to try and deliver, because as I said before, it's going to take a huge effort from everybody working well, everybody working effectively, and having Alan and Paul with me is a big step towards that. And just finally, I'm sure you'll be looking forward to a bit of a break first and foremost, but you'll be looking forward to meeting the players at the beginning of pre-season and getting started for good. Yeah, that's the downside of coming in at this time of the season, but also it gives us time to catch our breath. Obviously, can I try and put certain things in place that we would like for the players coming back for pre-season. But getting to know my players is going to be the most important part. I'm looking forward to it. There's some of them I'm aware of, already. Some of them will get to know a lot closer when we get to work, but all that is something to look forward to. There is work to be done between now and then, especially with myself and Graham, but once the balls are out and we start to train and get to know each other, that's when you probably you start to really feel as if you're getting going. Players deserve a break, they've earned that. The staff deserve a break, but it's important we're all kind of reinvigorated and excited about the challenge ahead.
Derek, thanks for your time. Good to have you here.
Great, Jamie. Cheers.